I'm Mike Cornette with WUSF 89.7's All Night Jazz, and joining me via Zoom right now, Nate Najar, Daniela Soledade, and they've been doing a lot of stuff here lately. Nate's got a lot of stuff going on. First of all, how you doing, both of you?
Oh, we're great. We're great. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. I'm just not actually seeing you in person, but I mean actually have a conversation face to face, so to speak. So you've been doing a lot of stuff. You got suddenly there's Nate Najars everywhere. So let's talk about some of the things that we're doing here.
Hey, that's a good thing.
It's like the three amigos. Amigos, amigos, amigos.
So ever since the pandemic started, you've been doing this thing every Friday night, you and Daniela, right in your condo in St. Pete, right on the balcony there. Tell us about how that's been going. What's the reaction been to that?
We've had such a great time doing, we call it Love and Bossa Nova. And the way it started was the 20th of March, we were scheduled to play in Huff Hall at the Palladium Theater.
I remember it well.
And it was Nate Najar's Jazz Samba Celebration. That was the show. And I think Jeff Rupert was going to be on it. I think Chuck Red was going to be on it. You were on it, of course. And then the pandemic hit. And so that ain't happening. Yeah. And I said to Daniela, I said, why don't let's just do like a little Facebook thing on our balcony. And it got a really nice response. We didn't ask for tips. We didn't ask for money. We just, let's play because, everybody doesn't know what's going on. Let's give some love in Bossa Nova. We love Bossa Nova. And the thing about Bossa Nova is that it's music about love, and it's about nature, and it's about all the wonderful, beautiful, fantastic things in the world. That's what Bossa Nova is. So
it was kind of perfect for the times we're living in.
Yeah, it felt like the kind of like a good thing to spread and share. And then it was so nice. I said, well, let's do it again next week. And we did it the next week. And then why don't we do these for a while? And now we're coming up on I think this week will be 31 weeks, which is amazing.
Well, it's also just amazing thinking about that's been 31 weeks since that whole thing started with the pandemic. Oh my gosh!
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a little more sophisticated with the production, just in terms of having a quality picture and quality audio. We've done a few things off-site where we've used a larger ensemble rather than just us, including nearly our entire band, which is nice. And we've done a few. We've traveled a little bit. We've done a few from other places when we could get decent internet. So it's been really nice for us. For the first 10 weeks, we did not repeat a single song.
Wow,
and
that's
after
impressive.
that, we still do 2 to 3 kind of new things that we've never played before. So it's very informal. It's very loose.
We use it to what are going to be the new songs we're learning this week? So it's kind of nice because it keeps us learning new material for the Friday night concerts. Right. And we have expanded our repertoire like you wouldn't believe it. It's been great for us.
Yeah, I mean, any musician you speak to is gonna tell you about how, I've been meaning to learn that song, or I've been meaning to learn that song, and this has forced us to sit down and learn the things that we've been. I've always wanted to play that. Well, let's play it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like when you go on tour, you play one city, you play the next city, and you're always playing to a new audience when you go on tour. And so, whether you do the same show every night or whether you do a similar show and you just kind of rotate a few things but with this sort of situation, anyone in the world can watch us every single time we do something. So we have to have an engaging program.
Yeah, we can't just do the same show every time, because actually we have a good number of people that watch us every Friday. So we actually play that show like it is because it is the same people watching us too. Even though there are always new people watching the next live stream, there is a group of people that follow us every Friday. So we have to make sure it's a good show too. Yeah, so it's good.
It's really been just gratifying to work on new repertoire and come up with, maybe we should do this like this, maybe we should do this like this. And then since lately we've been starting to do more things with the band, some record dates and some videos and some other things that it's allowed us to take some of this Friday night workshop that we've been doing and adapt that to, I'd like to hear it with the band like this. And it's really been, musically, it's been very satisfying, surprisingly, but nice nonetheless,
And so here we are 31 weeks later, and live gigs starting to happen. Clubs are opening. You're going to be at the Palladium upstairs at Huff Hall this Saturday, the 17th. And this would have been a side door show. It's you and Phil Fest, Bossa Nova Guitars. But now
We
it's
do
going
it
to be
every
upstairs,
August.
socially distanced, and the whole 9 yards. What's that name?
Yeah,
What?
we do Bossa Nova Guitars every August at the
Right.
Palladium. This is probably the 6th or 7th time we've done it. And so I'm really relieved that when Paul wanted to start doing shows at the Palladium again, he called me and said, I'm doing 3 shows in October to see how it goes. What do you want to do? And I said, let's do Bossa Nova Guitars. It sells when we do it in the side door every year. We sell it out every year, and it's kind of become one of our favorite and best shows of the year to do. So it's really Mike, this is how excited I am to do Bossa Nova Guitars this week. I went out and bought a new suit.
Whoa.
I haven't had a new suit in years. I went out and bought a new suit. The minute we finish this interview, I'm going down to the shop to collect it. I got it at Sartorial Inc. in downtown St. Pete.
Okay, so tell our audience what it is that happens during Bossa Nova Guitar so they'll have a good feel for it. Tell them about Phil and how you guys met and all that.
I don't know how Phil and I met. You know, I was aware of him when I was a kid. And I remember before I met him, I remember the very first time I ever wanted a nylon string guitar. I went up to Stevie B's guitar up in Palm Harbor, Stevie B's Total Guitar. And I'd known Steve since I was a child. I knew Steve when he was a salesman at Paragon Music and playing bass in blues bands. And I was running around trying to sit in, 12, 13 years old. So I went up to, now fast forward, I'm 17, 18 years old, something like that. And I drove up to Stevie B's Total Guitar on US 19. And I said, I need a nylon string guitar. And I traded him a Guild Starfire 4, which is like and I never should have done that. I should have just bought the damn nylon string guitar. This Guild electric guitar, it was like a 335. It was a fabulous guitar. But anyway, I went to Stevie B. I said, I need a nylon string guitar. And he comes out with this Takamine acoustic electric with a little cutaway and everything. And he says, this is a great guitar. You're going to love it. This is what Phil Fest plays. And that was the first time I became aware of Phil, because Phil was still living in the area at the time. This was right before, maybe 2 or 3 years before Phil moved to the other coast. And I don't recall how we met, but somewhere along the line, some years later we met. And I got this idea at one point. I would love to do a Bossa Nova Guitars show. We'd been doing the Palladium for quite some time at this point. And I called Phil and said, hey man, what do you think? Let's do this. And he said, oh, I'd love to do it. It's great. And we've had a great time, doing this show every year ever since. So it's been really cool. But so what happens is it's my trio. So it's me, be Joe Porter on bass and Jean Balduc on drums, and Phil and I out front. And we play all sorts of Brazilian guitar. We're going to do some things, some samba and some samba jazz and some kind of nice bossa nova and a little bit of choro and some classical stuff as well. And what we'll do is we'll play with the full ensemble, and then Phil do a few things on his own. I'll do a few things on my own. We'll do a few things, just the two of us without the rhythm section. So there's really like a nice potpourri of material and aesthetics to kind of make a nice program. I mean, you know how I feel about a program. It's an ephemeral bubble that we just experience for the length of the show. And that's exactly what this is going to be. And
is Danielle going to make a guest appearance?
I'm going to be watching, very proud, and making videos on my iPhone.
There you go. Okay, fair enough.
I won't be singing because this show, the guitars are the stars.
So I went back and we did an interview with you and Phil a couple of years back, and I went back and listened to some of that. He says he met you at the Arts Garage.
That's right. That's exactly where it is. Okay. I'm glad you know, because I couldn't remember. Yeah, I was playing, I was doing a trio gig down there, and I invited him to sit in. He played 3 tunes with us on that gig. That was really nice. I'd like to get back in there. We haven't played. I played there a few times, but we haven't played there in years. They've gone through a few directors, and I got to where I don't remember anymore.
In addition to, you got the live gig coming up. That's Saturday night at the Palladium, Huff Hall. More information, mypalladium.org. Bossa Nova Guitars. That's Nate Najar and Phil Fest. But the Palladium's got a lot of stuff going on. Paul's really, when I spoke to Paul, he's saying, I really want to get everybody back to work. I want to get things happening. So not only is he's sponsoring a show on WUSF where we're going back and excerpting live shows from the Palladium and airing the audio on Friday nights, first Friday of every month. But he's also recording new shows, calling that Palladium Live, and he's doing live shows. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. And I saw on Facebook the other day, a lot of your Facebook followers may have seen this, or Daniela's Facebook followers, that Daniela was out there with her group, and you're in that group too. And tell us about what was going on with the 3-camera shoot you did at the Palladium.
What, 4 cameras actually?
Oh, was it 4? I thought it was only 3. Okay, 4 cameras.
Yeah, it's really they've really got some nice production values with that. Christopher Spadafora does the production over there, and he's really doing a nice job with this video situation. We and with a big hall like that, recording audio is so easy to do because Pro Tools that we use in recording studios, that's sort of become the de facto touring front of house sound system as well. They use the live PA systems that you see in kind of major large venues is just a big Pro Tools rig. And so when they're mixing a show or setting up a show, for concert, it's nowadays you can just record it multi-tracked and then mix it later in the studio from the same rig that you're doing the PA from. It's really kind of hip. So it was natural. They've got this beautiful theater, fantastic lighting, good acoustics, good sound system, good everything, lots of space, staff. It was natural for the Palladium to go into some video production for some streaming content, especially because Paul, and he's been saying this for a while, it's such a wonderful thing that he is not only feels this way, but is in a position to act upon it. He's trying to get us all back to work as soon as he can. And, doing these video things, this is a way to bring in a band and pay the band. The musicians are getting paid.
Yes,
so
that's critical.
It's really nice. But the production values that their Palladium's doing on the live is very high. It's really a nice thing. I've been over there and helped out a little bit with some of the shooting. And
the photo shoot looked great, so I'm anxious to see some of the video from this. It should be really good.
Yeah.
And who was in the band? Tell us about the band that you guys performed with for this.
Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah. So obviously Nate and I, and then we have Alvon Griffin on Brazilian percussion. So he plays all kinds of different Brazilian instruments. Percussão. He plays all kinds of different Brazilian instruments that just add a really nice flavor to the music. And we have Jean Bauduc on drums. He's great. Jean gets what it is that bossa nova is supposed to be on drums, which it doesn't happen very often. And then we have Patrick.
That means he doesn't play loud.
And Patrick Battison, Patrick is fantastic. He's super musical and very talented, and he's playing Rhodes, which is a great addition to the band, and harmonica too. And he played harmonica on my album A Moment of You as well. Right. So you've heard Patrick playing harmonica on my material, but it's this band, we are so excited about this band. It sounds great. I think this is the best sound that we ever got in terms of getting a band together.
It's cohesive. And everybody's there for the right reasons.
And Joe Porter on bass, and Joe Porter is fantastic. So sorry, I had to mention him too. I mentioned everybody else.
How could you forget to mention Joe Porter?
No, we love Joe Porter. So, and we had a special guest, Yves Dharamraj, who's the cello player. He played a couple of songs for this Palladium live show. And one of the songs is a song that is a brand new song that just got written, and we just recorded it. Nobody has ever recorded the song. It was sent to me from Brazil, just a very rough voice memo with the composers. And they sent to me and said, hey, we would love if you could record this because we want to pitch it to a soap opera in Brazil. So that's how we got that song recorded. But Nate did like everything else that Nate does, he did such a wonderful job with the production and the arrangement of it. And it sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful. So and Evie's cello on it. So that's one of the songs that Eve plays on. Huh?
So are you going to release that as a single, or are we going to get a chance to share that with our radio audience, or what?
We can't release it yet because of what the TV network, but it'll be released on our label as a single next year. but we have to sit on it right now.
Yeah, but so it's a great opportunity. If you're going to watch the Palladium live, you get to hear the song that we can't release anytime soon.
Yeah, and actually, Mike, I can send it to you to listen to, but
okay, I just can't play it.
You can hear it, but we can't release it. It would not be prudent to release it until the TV network does what they're going to do with it.
So now this is an on-demand thing, these Palladium live shows. So this is something somewhat different than the Facebook streaming that you're doing or going to a live show. This is more, you got to buy this.
Live is it's a ticketed event, and it's ephemeral for a virtual event. I believe that when you buy the ticket, and they haven't launched this yet, I could be mistaken. I don't want to be sending false information, but the last I heard, it will launch on the 29th of October with the James Suggs Quintet. That's the information I know at this time.
Okay.
But I might be wrong, so stay tuned.
No problem. I'm talking to Paul right after I talk to you. So
terrific. So it's a ticketed event that and the link goes live midnight on Thursday night, and you've got 48 hours to view it, and then after the 48 hours, poof, it's ephemeral.
Yes. So I lastly wanted to talk to you. I'm talking with Nate Najar and Daniela Soledade. They've been doing some great stuff during the pandemic, and now a lot of things are starting to happen again. But one thing that got canceled very early, and rightfully so, was the Suncoast Jazz Festival, which is one of our favorite events. It happens every November, and it's a 3-day affair over at the Sheraton Sand Key, and they're also at the Marriott Sand Key, and it's always a blast and one of my favorite festivals. And sadly, and again, rightfully so, because the age demo for this particular event's generally a little bit older than some other events. So I wasn't disappointed. I was disappointed, but I wasn't surprised when they canceled it. But now it's coming back as a virtual event. So tell us what's going on with the Suncoast Jazz Virtual Festival.
We're so excited about it. The thing is, this is the 30th year of the Suncoast Jazz Festival. It began as the Suncoast Dixieland Jazz Classic, and then for a few years it was the Suncoast Jazz Classic, and we've sort of rebranded as the Suncoast Jazz Festival going forward. And we're just being the 30th year, we didn't want to just not do anything, but at the same time, we need to be prudent about what we do and how we do it. But what's really great is Joan Dragon, our executive director, and the entire board and all the volunteers. Everybody was hoping we would do something. And Joan had mentioned to me a few times. Just so for those who don't know, I consult with the board on programming. I just give my opinions based on my experience on some of the programming and the scheduling and so forth. And they can do what they like with it. And it's been a really nice relationship for probably about 5 or 6 years now. I've been doing this, so I'm really enjoying being a part of this festival. And so Joan said to me, do you think it makes sense to do something online? I'm seeing lots of people do things. I know you've got your Friday show, and the Bix Festival did something online. And I don't know, Mike, you must have seen the Detroit Jazz Festival did a fabulous online experience.
I just watched Kurt Elling's thing on Friday. It was just amazing. He's did a 25th anniversary virtual tour from the Green Mill.
From the Green Mill.
Chicago.
Yeah, that was
really nice.
And he was doing balcony concerts leading up to that.
True.
That was really hip. But so Joan had mentioned possibly doing something virtual, and since Daniela and I had been doing our lives on Friday nights for a while at this point, I told her, I said, well, I have an idea on maybe doing something like this and so forth and so on. And what do you think? And she said, I love it. She talked to the board. The board said, we love it. We're happy we can do something. So what we're doing is we're doing it's live, but it's not live. We're doing a live festival. It will be broadcast on Facebook Live. It will be broadcast on the Suncoast Jazz Festival website. So for those folks who don't use social media, they can just go straight to the Suncoast Jazz Festival website, and it'll be right in front of you to watch. And it'll also be on YouTube live for 3 days, November 20, 21, and 22, 4 hours each day. It's a 12-hour long festival. I don't have the exact times yet. We haven't decided specifically when, but it'll be in the afternoon going into the evening. And we have, I don't have the list in front of me in terms of all the confirmed acts, but I believe there's 11 or 12 acts that we have. The top acts are, of course, the main top acts that we have at the festival on the beach every year, and that's Professor Cunningham and his old school, Adrian Cunningham's band. We have the Dave Bennett Quartet, Tom Rigney, La Lucha will be on it. There's I'm doing a set, Nate Najar and Friends. Daniela is one of my dearest friends. Also, I'll have Jeff Rupert and Randy Sankey with me, and my trio of Joe Porter and Jean Bolduc. And let's see. So there's James Suggs will be on it. He's with La Lucha. Vivacity will be on it. Paul and Teresa Scavardo will be on it. It's really a nice sampling of kind of what we do at festival. Oh, how could I not mention this? Rossano Sportiello, Nicky Perat, and Eddie Metz, they'll be on it.
Oh, nice.
And
Johnny Varro too, you mentioned, right?
Johnny Varro. I just recorded Johnny's contribution last week at the Palladium with Mark Neuschwander and Eddie Metz. It's fabulous. And so what it is every band is turning in a performance, and it's a bespoke performance. It's just for the 30th anniversary of the Suncoast Jazz Festival. That's what these performances are for. We're not pulling a YouTube and just sharing something that you can go to YouTube to watch. This is it's a bespoke performance. It's 30th year of Suncoast. We're so sorry we're not at the Sheraton on the beach right now, but thanks for tuning in now, that sort of thing. And so it's put together, and it'll go out live on Facebook Live, suncoastjazzfestival.com, and on our YouTube page. And it's completely free. We're very fortunate to have a lot of great sponsors who have contributed to make this happen. One of our greatest sponsors for many, many years, this year included, is Rachel Domber from Arbor's Records. Rachel, we really, really appreciate everything you do for all of the music, all of the musicians, and for festival. And the musicians are getting paid. So we're asking for individual donations. There's donate buttons. There's a Venmo and a PayPal. There's donate buttons on the website, and there will be on the live stream as well. There'll be a donate section. So, if somebody's watching and they feel like giving $10, they can, but $100, $1,000, $5, whatever you want to
whatever you can do. Perfect.
But it's free to watch the virtual festival, and it'll be 3 full days. And there we will publish in the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. We will publish a schedule so you can see Professor Cunningham does Barcelona, and it'll be, I'm just throwing this out there because I don't know what time he'll be, but say Saturday, November 21st at 7 p.m. So you can jump in and out to catch whichever acts you really want to catch. I hate the acoustic guitar. I don't need to watch Nate, but I really want to watch Dave Bennett. So when is he on? Right. That kind of thing. And so
I will personally miss the VIP room, but I'll be watching.
I missed the VIP room because of the free booze, but I got a liquor cabinet back there that's nicely stocked, so I'll be all right. Okay.
We're talking with Nate Najar and Daniela Soledade. You said you might play a song for us. You got a song?
Oh yeah, we got a song. We got lots of songs.
Song.
What do you feel like singing?
I don't know.
Oh no, don't tell me that.
You pick.
While they're working that out, we'll mention again that Nate Najar Phil Fest on Saturday at the Palladium, upstairs in Huff Hall, socially distanced. That'll be the Bossa Nova Guitar Show. Nate Najar, Daniela Soledade on All Night Jazz.
Something that feels good at this hour of the day.
You're gonna play a samba or a bossa nova?
A samba.
A samba?
You want to do Paquete Comandante?
Sure.
All right. This is a really hip tune that it's Jeanette de Almeida, who actually wrote the first song on Daniela's album, Samba Mesmo. And it's a classic samba with some pretty hip lyrics. And João Gilberto used to do it a lot. João, even though he played a lot of bossa nova, he loved to play older sambas and in his inimitable style. And it's so great to hear them like that. So,
and bossa nova is traditional Brazilian samba with the influence of American jazz. So this is a more traditional samba, and the lyrics are great. It talks about how samba, in the beginning of samba basically came from the slums. That's where the music was played and created. And so in the beginning, the elite used to look down on samba and think it was, music that had no value. So this song talks about that. It's very, very cool. We love it.
And what's the song?
Para que discutir com madame, which means why argue with madam? Because madam is the one saying samba it's not worth it, and samba is not good music, and samba this and samba that.
Madam's a little stuck up.
Okay.
Madame diz que a raça não melhora, que a vida piora por causa do samba. Madame diz que o samba tem pecado, que o samba coitado devia acabar. Madame diz que o samba tem cachaça, mistura de raça, mistura de cor. Madame diz que o samba democrata é música barata sem nenhum valor. Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? Papaia, para, paia, papaia, baraba, para. No carnaval que vem também concorro, meu bloco de morro vai cantar ópera. E na avenida entre mil apertos vocês vão ver gente cantando concerto. Madame tem um parafuso ameno, só fala veneno, meu Deus que horror. O samba brasileiro democrata, brasileiro na batata é que tem valor. Madame diz que a raça não melhora, que a vida piora por causa do samba. Madame diz que o samba tem pecado, que o samba coitado devia acabar. Madame diz que o samba tem cachaça, mistura de raça, mistura de cor. Madame diz que o samba democrata é música barata sem nenhum valor. Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? No carnaval que vem também concorro, meu bloco de morro vai cantar ópera. E na avenida entre mil apertos vocês vão ver gente cantando concerto. Madame tem um parafuso a menos, só fala veneno, meu Deus que horror. O samba brasileiro democrata, brasileiro na batata é que tem valor. Madame diz que a raça não melhora, que a vida piora por causa do samba. Madame diz que o samba tem pecado, que o samba coitado devia acabar. Madame diz que o samba tem cachaça, mistura de raça, mistura de cor. Madame diz que o samba democrata é música barata sem nenhum valor. Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? Vamos acabar com o samba. Madame não gosta que ninguém sambe. Vive dizendo que samba é vexame. Pra que discutir com madame? Papaia, para, paia, paia. No carnaval que vem também concorro, meu bloco de morro vai cantar ópera. E na avenida entre mil apertos vocês vão ver gente cantando concerto. Madame tem um parafuso a menos, só fala veneno, meu Deus que horror. O samba brasileiro democrata, brasileiro na batata é que tem valor.
Nate Najar, Daniela Soledade here on WUSF 89.7's All Night Jazz. And again, Nate is going to have his show. There's my dog barking. Nate's going to have his show coming up at the Palladium on the 17th. That's this Saturday, It's 8 o'clock showtime. I hope you can get out and see that. mypalladium.org for more information. And then the Suncoast Jazz Classic, the Suncoast Jazz Festival, I should say, coming up in November. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me today.
Mike,
Thank you
so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank
No
you for
problem.
having us. We appreciate
I will
it.
see you Friday.
Looking
We'll see
forward
you
to
then.
it. Thanks.
Okay. Love and Bossa Nova, Facebook Live too. All right. Thanks again. Bye now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.